Hey you guys, it's Kaylee. In today's video, we're going to be doing a what sold from last week video. I will share with you everything that sold from the previous week on all of the sites that I sell on. We'll dive deep into some sales numbers. I'll tell you guys how much sold on each platform, and then we'll also dive into some highlighted sales so that you guys know what to look for while you're at your local thrift store to flip online for a profit. Before we jump into today's video, I wanted to take a moment to talk to you guys about a company that I have recently tried and absolutely fallen in love with. Dossier is an online fragrance company that recreates classic, high-end luxury scents at a fraction of the price. Some of their most popular dupes are Floriental Almond, which takes inspiration from Carolina Herrera's Good Girl, and Spicy Vanilla, which takes inspiration from the men's cologne Tom Ford's Noir. This month I tried Citrus Neroli, which was inspired by Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino perfume, and Fruity Honey, which was inspired by Jo Malone's Nectarine Blossom and Honey cologne. One thing I really love about both of these scents is that they are both unisex fragrances. I prefer a more in-the-middle scent and something more subtle. Citrus Neroli has notes of neroli and bergamot. You guys know I love bergamot and such a great unisex scent. And I recently learned from all of you that it's known as a calming and stress-relieving scent. It's probably why I like it. This is the Fruity Honey, very mild, light scent. Its top notes are black currant, which is the main reason that I chose this. I thought that would be really good. Green leaves, and then it also has honey, nectarine, and peach. Absolutely love the scent. It's very, I want to say refreshing. And again, it is a very mild, subtle scent, which I personally prefer. Packaging is really nice, and it has this magnetic lid, which I really love. Makes it feel very high end. If you guys are looking for a way to feel bougie on a budget, this is my go-to. Their scents start out at just $29 and frequently have sales and coupon codes. Shopping with Dossier is risk-free. They send you a sample size and a full size with every fragrance purchase. You can send it back for the full size for a full refund. They are always adding new scents, so I'm checking in every month to see what's new. They also offer a quiz to help you find your perfect scent. Treat yourself to a new fragrance today by checking the link below in my description and using my exclusive code 10Cayley for 10% off your order. All right, so all of these sales happened between August 29th through September 4th. That is a Sunday through a Saturday. In total, I sold 70 items across 3 different platforms, eBay, Poshmark, and then this one is Mercari. My gross sales, meaning before any costs or fees are taken out, was $2,138.45, making my average sale price $30.55. My average cost of goods was between $4 and $5. That's typically what I pick up each piece for. And then fees and supplies do vary. So in addition to everything that you see here, there are fees that come out of each platform, and they do vary based on the platform. As far as supplies goes, I really don't have that many expenses with supplies. Most of my shipping supplies are free to me. On eBay, I sold 49 items. On Poshmark, I sold 19. And then on Mercari, I did sell 2 items. Gross sales on eBay were just over $1,500. On Poshmark, they were just over $500. And then I sold $60 worth on Mercari. Let's dive into the sales. We're going to start with eBay. On eBay, I sold this Fender Rockwear. Fender is a guitar brand if you're not aware. A vintage leather vest. Now, when I came across this at the thrift store, I tried to do a comp and I could not find anything like this because it felt so high quality, because Fender is a very well-known guitar brand. I went ahead and picked it up. I listed it very high. I think I had this listed at like $125 or best offer. I have been sitting on it for a little bit. The reason I listed it that high was because I just simply did not know how much it would go for, because there was nothing like this out there. So this past week, someone sent me an offer and we went back and forth. Their offer was about half of what I was asking for, but I went ahead and accepted an offer of $67 plus shipping because this had been sitting for so long. And because, like I said, I didn't really know how much this should sell for. I was going to let the market decide. Very happy with that return on investment. And if you come across anything super unique, especially when it is like 100% leather, I'd say that it's worth picking up. I am starting to see a lot of sweater sales, some more fall and winter items, so I'm happy that I already have some of these in my store and closet. And you're going to see a couple sweaters sold this week. This brand is Theory, which is a very popular brand during the fall and winter time because they make really high quality sweaters. And typically I look for the ones that have really nice fabrics in them. So this was a cotton cashmere sweater. Had this one listed for $29.40. It sold on an offer for $26.46. This is a men's brand I like picking up. It doesn't sell for as much as it used to, but it still has a pretty good sell-through rate. The brand is Untuck It, and these shirts are known for being nice looking shirts that you don't have to tuck in. They're kind of like a mid-length, and so they have a really big following. People love them. This is just a pretty basic polo shirt. I had it listed for $24.97. and it sold for full asking price. This next one is a kids item. It's actually a toddler size 3 to 4 years. I don't normally sell kids pieces, but when I'm at the bins, if I come across Zara Baby or Zara Kids, I almost always pick it up. Not a lot of kids brands that I enjoy picking up, but Zara ones are pretty consistent sellers for me. And like I said, I usually only pick them up when I come across them at the bins. I don't typically go to the kids section in thrift stores. But in this particular case, I did pick it up at the bin, so I probably paid less than $1 for it. Had this listed for $24.97. It sold on an offer for $22.47. It is worth noting that this is a more substantial piece because it is like a Nordic sweater. So in general, when it comes to Zara kids pieces, I do try to look for the jackets, the sweaters, the pants, some more substantial pieces so I can get a little bit more bang for my buck. But typically good flips for me. Next is a really awesome sale. So if you guys don't know, the brand Abercrombie & Fitch has become really popular again. Now definitely don't go picking up everything Abercrombie & Fitch that you see or everything Hollister because that's another one that's coming back in style. But in particular, these men's cargo shorts are doing really, really good. Now, if you look up the camo Abercrombie & Fitch cargo shorts, definitely pick them up. Extremely high sell-through rate, and you would be shocked at how much they're going for. I'm still looking for those. I used to be able to find them all the time. Now that they're actually popular again, can't find a single one. But because I knew that the camo ones were doing so well, I figured the plaid ones would do good too when I came across them. So I went ahead and did a comp on this. Also had an extremely high sell-through rate. These ones even had a couple marks on the front. As you can see right here, they were very light, but just worth noting that they did have some stains. And they still sold pretty much within days. It might have been the next day for $39.99 plus shipping. I could have probably priced this higher, but I went mid-range because of the stains. But if you guys come across men's Abercrombie & Fitch cargo shorts, especially the ones with the drawstrings coming out of them, definitely worth doing a comp on. I've been having some pretty good luck with athletic wear. It's really taking off for me. I don't know why it's taking off when we're going into colder weather, but I'm happy with it. I bring these up because these are a pair of men's Lululemon pants. And a lot of people don't realize that Lululemon sells men's pants or men's shirts. They sell all kinds of menswear. And actually for me, the men's stuff does way better than the women's. These were called the ABC Classic Warp Stream pants. I was able to find that by looking up this code right here, the E4, on Google. But I bring this up because if you don't currently shop the men's section, it is worth going into and just looking and like touching everything, maybe running your hand across the fabric as you move down the aisle, because you can pretty quickly tell what is high quality and what is not. Lululemon is super thick, so I can usually tell without having to go through every piece. And I am finding quite a bit of men's Lululemon pieces. So if you're not somebody who likes shopping in the men's section, maybe keep your eye out for these. Another men's brand that I love selling is Carbon to Cobalt. They have a really good following. These are more common to come across than you would think. If you've never seen this before, hopefully seeing this tag will jog your memory. For a long time, I didn't pick this up because the tag did not look like anything special, but I now know that that was a huge mistake because, again, great following. Their stuff retails for a ton, and usually you can get a good chunk of change. So this is just a Pretty basic plaid button-up men's shirt. I had it listed for $24.99. Sold extremely quickly for my full asking price. These are a pair of women's Moab 2 hiking sneakers. Merrell is one of my favorite brands to pick up, particularly because they always have the style information right here. So usually it'll say the style name, but if it doesn't, you can look up the style number right here, the J06026, and the Moabs are one of their most popular styles. These were women's size 11 and they were in immaculate pre-owned condition. I had these listed for $59.98 and they sold at full asking price. Next up is another brand I highly recommend you look for pretty much any time of the year, but when it comes to fall and winter, a lot of people know Lilly Pulitzer for being bright patterns, but they also have some stuff that I like to pick up that's not super flashy, and that is their sweaters. In particular, ones that have great fabrics. This was just a cotton blend, but it still sold for $24.98 very quickly. So keep your eye out for Lilly Pulitzer. And again, it's not always the bright, loud prints. Their sweaters can do really well as well. I talk about this a lot, but people pass on the sleepwear section, and I am always over there. I also look for this at the bins. This is just a robe satiny cover up, and we picked this up at the bins, so about $1. It was very lightweight. It is by Victoria's Secret, and it's just polyester, so nothing super special, but it did have this sheer panel right here, which I thought helped to add a little bit of value to it. And it also had the same thing along the trim. Had this listed for $34.98. It sold very quickly at my full asking price. If you're finding these at the bins and they're the lightweight robes, you're paying maybe $1 for them. I don't understand why people aren't picking this up. They have such a great following. So keep your eye out for sleepwear, robes, satiny cover-ups, especially by Victoria's Secret. Moving into fall and winter, I will most definitely be keeping my eye out for crazy cardigans and sweaters. I do not pick up every single crazy sweater or cardigan that I find, but particular ones that I just have a good feeling about, or the subject matter is really good, or it's really unique, I'll typically pick up regardless of brand. This brand is Bell Point. They're pretty well known for their crazy sweaters. I definitely do not pick up everything in this brand. I come across it pretty often. I am selective. But this is an Ohio State cardigan, and I'm pretty familiar, as I live in Ohio, how popular this team is. This one just really spoke to me. It had a lot of unique things all over it, and I guess I was right in picking it up because it sold for full asking price for $44.98. I always, moving into fall and winter, look for these crazy sweaters with really unique designs to them. Here is Theory again. This one actually had new tags from TJ Maxx. And as this would say, it's just a basic cardigan, but you can see it actually retails for $190. So again, this brand retails for a lot, doesn't always resell for a lot. It really depends on the material. This one had a virgin wool blend, and again was new with tags from TJ Maxx. This sold for $40, and again it's just a pretty plain basic cardigan sweater, but it is by the brand Theory, and that was one of their newer labels. It's kind of hard to tell. This label right here is one of their newer ones, but I would again keep your eye out for this brand during fall and winter when it comes to sweaters. Next is a pair of men's Rock Revival jeans. These are called the Jet Straight jeans. These are pretty easy brand to, I want to say, come across, but what I mean is identifying them because they are so loud and flashy and have super thick stitching. This one in particular was missing the R hardware right here, so I did make sure to point that out. And again, these were called the Jet jeans. They say them right here. The women's and the men's both have the style name right here, so they're pretty easy to look up. I pretty much pick up everything Rock Revival. I'll even pay up for them because I know they have a really good following. These ones, even with that flaw, sold for $45. Again, with the athletic wear, I'm pretty sure you guys know Lululemon, but these are the Wonder Under leggings, and these actually used to sell for a lot more. I actually don't pick them up very often. The reason I picked these up was because they had the peak print. So they were more than just the plain Wonder Unders. These ones sold for $29. And then I picked these ones up because they were a size 14, which is a great size in Lululemon. And these were just a pair of purple joggers. These sold for $40 and they did have a couple of spots, which I made sure to note in the listing. Some more athletic wear. I sold this Athleta women's tennis skirt. Skirt meaning it has shorts underneath of the skirt. Athleta is a great brand to pick up in skirts, and this one in particular was called the Mini Soho Tennis Active Skirt. And sometimes it can raise the value if you know the exact style name, which you can look up with these numbers here. This one sold pre-owned for $45. Next up is something I will definitely be looking for moving into the colder weather, and that is leather jackets, especially vintage leather jackets. Now, I think when it comes to leather jackets, it really depends on the style. I do not pick up every vintage leather jacket. Most of the time I'm passing on them. I like picking up bomber styles. I like picking up distressed colored looking ones. And then I like picking up the kind of safari looking ones or the barn looking ones, which I think this one does look like. The main reason I picked this one up was because it was Eddie Bauer and because it was corduroy lined. Sometimes the lining can really impact how much something sells for and its sell-through rate. So if you come across something like this at the thrift store, don't just look up vintage Eddie Bauer men's leather jacket. Look up Eddie Bauer men's vintage leather jacket corduroy lined. You're probably going to get a lot different results. And same thing if it's lined with flannel or lined with wool. Make sure and look that stuff up because the lining can really impact your sale. This one sold for $65. Also moving with that cold weather theme, I really like picking up Ugg boots, but most of the time I'm finding the classic Uggs and they're usually trashed. But a lot of people don't know that they actually make a ton of other kinds of styles of shoes. These ones were more of a modern style. Really great tread, and they were basically like a leather suede kind of boot, kind of biker looking. These did really well. They sold for $42. Alright guys, so that's it for what sold last week. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget, if you're not already, to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. That way you guys get notified as I make new content. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.